Good evening all.
Good evening all.
And hello Ken.
Right, now I'm going to go through one by one so they can introduce themselves. And I'll start, I'm sure, with Joy.
The one in the middle.
Yeah.
Joy.
And I'm
hello
the pretty,
everyone.
I'm the pretty one on the end here.
We must encourage her. Actually, we call her Twiggy.
And that is...
That's Teddy. She put her bra on back to front this morning. And it fitted.
No, let me introduce myself, Ken. And I'm Babs, so I'm on the other end.
Right, I'm going to remember Babs, Joy, Teddy.
Babs is the one with the short, fat, hairy legs.
There's also one like that next door, but we won't mention him for just a minute.
No, while we're talking, why not introduce John here?
I'll introduce John Gregory, manager of the Odeon Theatre or Cinema, Taunton.
And what a lovely theatre it is. They've given us a marvellous welcome.
And a lovely dressing room too here.
Yes.
Beautiful stage. Very good stage. Lovely audiences. Such a pleasure to be here. Lovely countryside. We had a lovely rundown. Wish we were here longer. Marvellous people.
You haven't actually appeared in this area for quite a time, have you?
Quite a time. Middle ages, I believe.
No, the last bill we were here, we had Harry Worth with us. That's a long time ago.
Somebody said it was 1956.
And obviously, you are now touring with Morecambe and Wise. How long does the tour?
Really?
How long does the tour go on for?
Let me explain it, Ken. It isn't really a tour. It's concerts.
Oh, touring. I thought you said toying with. I wonder what Eric would say about that. Ooh,
No, actually,
You're worse than Morecambe and Wise for getting me in a tiz.
actually, Ken, it's a series of concerts.
Yeah.
So we come away from London just for one night or possibly 2 nights, and then we all rush back home to our gardens and our other responsibilities and our
but we
priorities.
pick and choose the places, and we said, yes, we'd like to go to Taunton, didn't we?
Oh, yes?
That's why we're here. Mm.
And I also noticed from what Morecambe and Wise have told me that they're only doing this, as you said, for a couple of nights and then they're having a rest. Are you doing any work in between?
Women don't rest like men do. We go home and do all the chores.
Yes.
You know, I scrub the floor and I'm singing back in the old routine. Then I'd like to see. Joyce
Looking
scrubbing
after the
floor.
children.
Then I'd like to see.
Now, actually, Ken, quite a few years ago now, about 13 years ago, after Joy married Billy and had her 2 babies and Teddy.
19 years ago, dear.
Yes, I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about when we decided.
She's
when
softening the blow.
No, I'm not saying when you the date you married. I'm trying to say we made a decision about 13 years ago after Joy married Billy and had her 2 babies and Teddy married and had her 1 baby. We decided about 13 years ago we'd change our priorities and concentrate on our 3 lovely daughters, our families, and our gorgeous mother. And we changed our
And our husbands occasionally.
and we put the Beverley Sisters, we thought, second on the list, and they've now become about 10th on our list of priorities.
But consequently, we really enjoy singing more. We're so relaxed about it that instead of coming away to do a concert and it's work, we come away to do a concert and it's fun and it's a picnic.
Would you describe yourselves therefore as semi-retired?
I suppose so. I suppose we have been.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like
Well, we brought up families. We've got 3 beautiful girls. I've got a son, grown up. But Teddy's daughter and my daughters are great friends, and they're a wonderful trio, lovely friends. They're taking their O-levels now, but they're so gifted musically, and they've had a very good musical education.
Now, this is where our time is
that they're
gone.
singing like a dream, playing instruments by ear, and
Shall
by
we bring
music.
them down to Taunton one
We
day?
must bring them down to
Yes,
Taunton.
you must do,
They're lovely kids.
Girls, you appear quite a lot these days, in fact, on the ITV programme Stars on Sunday, I believe.
We can drive to Leeds, where the studio is, and we film 6 of those 6 programmes in one day.
And get back home
You see,
again.
if-
We're up in the morning.
If you were to say do a Morecambe Wise show, then you would have to play 3 weeks. You would have to rehearse in the studio. That's 3 weeks away from home for 1 television show. But if we do Stars on Sundays, so we can drive to the studio and film 6 in one day and be home at night.
You see, when you're a wife and a mother, your priority really is the family and the house. Someone's got to be there.
What we
We haven't mentioned
what we
husbands
could
very
have
much,
done,
but they need looking after
Right.
too, don't they?
What-
Look at Bill's socks all over the place.
That's right. What we could have done, you see, we could have neglected our husbands, left our children, our mother and our homes, and just been on the international circuit as we've always been, because we've worked in America at least 4 solid years, you see, and the continent. But a woman has to decide, really. She either neglects that, leaves it all, you see,
Puts the children in a school somewhere.
which or had nannies, and we didn't do any of that, you see. So we had a very
Well, our
difficult
mother
decision.
looked after us.
Yeah.
100%, and that's why we're a very together family.
Yeah.
I mean, there are enough troubles in the world without the family being all apart.
My mother's family were together, weren't they? All friends together.
We often talk about this. Had we been, say, the Beverley brothers, we could have had husbands and lovely children and gone away.
You mean?
Yes, and gone away touring,
Yeah.
and had wives and children at home with a lovely, really normal family life, and come home every few weeks or every 6 months.
Because they could have looked after themselves.
And it would all been perfectly normal, but a woman can't do that.
So really what we need is a wife each. That's
Yes.
right. Any of us? Yes.
Just 2 more questions this evening. The penultimate one being, I'm going to direct straight at Joy, because I know obviously
dangerous.
husband Billy Wright, who has his own very, very, shall we say, varied and energetic business interests. Do you find much time to get together yourselves? Obviously, as I said, you're off now and again, and he's working hard.
Well, he's actually head of sport, head of OBs on television in Birmingham and that area. So he lives up there during the week and comes home at weekends. Now this week, of course, he's at home and I'm here. But when I get back Saturday night, very, very late tonight, we'll spend Sunday together, and then he goes back on Monday.
So the weekends you like to keep to yourselves.
Very happy marriage, you see. And as soon as, I recommend it to anybody. As soon as Joy sees him, you see, she gets him painting the trellis in the garden, digging a hole here, carrying this tree about. Joy's a very energetic gardener.
Well, that's why the garden's so good, yes.
Yes.
I've done